Hi, how are you doing? Thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Don. It is so weird. I'm trying to look over here to. Oh, there I was. Hi. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing? I am looking over here to get all the comments, and I'm behind. How are you doing today? It's a little late, but not that late, but yeah. Thank you, April. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Don. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? I had a lot of, well, I had a lot to do today because I had my knitting club over for a little, well, we meet once a month, but I asked them to come today because it was my birthday. So we just, talked and knitted, and I had baked a rhubarb cake. Yep. It is really good, by the way. So yeah, the dough, though, I had to make it twice because somehow the recipe was weird. So I'm tired, not tired, but used. But I had a good day. How was your day? And now, sorry, in just a minute, it isn't my birthday anymore here in Denmark. So I really wanted to come on here before midnight. So yeah. Oh my God. What do you do on your birthday? Dawn had a good day. I'm happy to hear that. How do you celebrate your birthday? I mean, usually we don't do a whole lot because it's a day like any other day. Um, we, yeah, today was just a day. You was born at 12:05 a.m., so I stay up. That is a good idea. I am born at 10:25 a.m. So because it is September, I always look out the window at that exact moment to see a if the sun is out or what the weather is like. And today, sorry again, today the sun was shining at my birthday time. So yay! It have we've had rain, a little rain, like a sprinkling, just around 7 p.m. Uh, oh, you able to stay up and then you play the Beatles' Happy Birthday song? That is cool. Dawn goes out for dinner. I usually, like I said, look out the window at 10:25, and I play New Kids' Happy Birthday. That is my song. Oh, right, April, you told that. The Counting Crows. That's going to be so awesome. When are you leaving? That would be fun. I don't go to a lot of concerts anymore. My head doesn't like it. But I would go in a heartbeat if New Kids ever came close again. They haven't been in Europe since 2014. Yeah. I'm like, we're due, aren't we? They have been having um, concerts, every year in the US, I think. Well, except for the Panini. 2 hours. That's crazy. 2 hours and you have to take a shower. Do you take long showers or short showers? I mean, it depends. If I have to groom, shave here and there and everywhere, it takes me some time. But if it's just, washing my hair and shave under my arms, it's like 15 minutes or something. Because of all the medicine, I tend to get greasy hair pretty fast. So I have to wash it more than once because I don't shower every day. But yeah. Don't you go to a nice place, expensive place, or what do you do? But yeah, it's almost 3 p.m. The show starts at 6:30. It takes me a while to dry and straighten hair. I have no. Yeah, well, that's a lie. I did do that a few times, but yeah. So you blow dry it? I have, except for very very few times, I have never blow dried my hair. But yeah, have a great concert. I hope you have a lot of fun. Oh, you go to a nice place, Dawn. if hmm, if our birthdays or anniversary is on a Saturday or Sunday, um, we will go out to eat. But since David do work evenings, we can't go out because he has to work. So yeah. Oh, you have naturally curly hair, April. I would love that. I don't know how many years. Oh, shh. That must have been back in 2006. I um I decided that I wanted to have curls in my hair because my hair is pretty straight. Well, at least it was. Now it's a little wavy, not much, but just a little. But back then my hair was like straight. Um, so I went to the hairdresser and I got curls. They're like not poodle curls, but a little bigger. Yeah, I loved it the first week. So, yeah. You know what I hated about it? It was the entire grooming. I had to wash it, get it wet every day. I needed to take care of the curls. I needed to put mousse in. I needed to put gel. Oh my God. It usually in the morning when I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I go to the toilet, put on deodorant, and I'm off. You know, it takes me about 10 minutes. Yeah, but but when I had the curls, it took me at least half an hour. At least, yeah. I no, nobody had told me it took that long. I was under the impression, that you could go out, use that special comb you use, and off you went. So, uh, you're working on one Halloween. Ooh, that one is a cute one. You get a perm so you have curls on. How do you like that with all the care and whatnot? Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Jess. So happy you're all here. Oh, by the way, if any of you are going to join the astronomer paint along, there is a Facebook group now. I did it the other day. The link is in my community page. So, yeah, we are so far 4 people in it, I think. Me and Berta and Paige, and who else? I can't remember. But we are 4 people in there. Jess is working on which way, finishing up a row. Yay! You find it easy, Dawn? I don't think it was because it was hard to take care of. It was just because it was a lot of work and I was used to easy. I finished up my diamond painting. So I don't have any diamond painting. I kit it down right when I was done with it. So I don't even have to do that. I'm just sitting here with a bare table. Well, it isn't bare because I have boxes and I don't know what from my pens. Oh, Dawn did which way? That is a hard one. Which way too? I have been on my toes most of the day. So tiny mistakes. I started out the day by taking a shower. Hmm. Usually I take showers by the end of the day because then I can just go sleep. So took a shower, had breakfast, then I went out to buy some stuff that I needed for today for my guests. Came home, slept for an hour, which wasn't supposed to happen, but I did. Uh, just what's next for you as a diamond painter? I have no idea. Yes, April, I finished it. Just always decade right after finish was so much easier. Dawn is halfway done with her Chuck Pinson. You're so fast. And Jess is loving which way so far. That's cool. So I went shopping. I needed to buy some stuff. Came home, took an hour of sleep, and then I got into the kitchen, started baking. I started making the dough for the rhubarb cake. So I made it and I was like, okay, something is very wrong here. It was, when I looked at the pictures, it was supposed to be um, soft, but not, runny soft, just soft. And I had like pancake batter. And I was like, yeah, no. So I tried again. And then didn't put in about, I just put in about half the milk that was in the recipe. And lo and behold, I got a dough that was actually perfect. So yeah, finally I could put the dough in a baking pan and put the rhubarbs on top and press them down, sprinkle some sugar into the oven, and it smelled delicious. Yeah, and then we put when we had the cake, we put I made whipped cream. You could either use whipped cream, sour cream, or ice cream, vanilla ice cream. And I didn't want to, the whole thing with ice, and I don't like sour cream. So whipped cream it was. I love it. I'm one of those persons that could actually just take a spoon and eat the whipped cream out of the bowl. Yeah, it was so yummy, Dawn. But I do have a lot left over, which I should have known because these ladies, I mean, the youngest is 56, okay, and the oldest is 89. So they're not big eaters. So yeah, I sent a picture to David and asked, do you think your co-workers would want some of this tomorrow? Because so yeah. Oh, I did get a few gifts today. I didn't expect it, but I got a $50 gift card to the Diamond Club from my sister-in-law. Yay! Then I got some chocolates delivered by another friend of mine. Mm, and then from the ladies tonight, I got a butterfly bush. I don't know if you know those. It's kind of like, and then they have these big kind of flowery. They attract butterflies, and bees and stuff. So it's very good. It's pollinated by them, and yeah, it has been a nice day, Dawn. And yes, yes, shopping time. And then of course I got 20% from Diamond Art Club. So I'm like, I'm thinking I need to get my flotilla now. I will need to pay a little bit myself. Of course I do. But I'm still gonna get it around half price. And if I did it correct account of it, I'll including shipping. I'm ending at about half price. So yeah, and then pretty much I can go into our savings account and buy anything if I need it. Don't you have a butterfly bush that's 10 feet tall? Damn, we cut ours down every year. We have a pink one, and then we have a dark purple one like the one they brought me. But we have been talking about, because the dark purple one is by our bedroom window, and it for some reason it has been maintained really bad. So we have been talking about, taking that one up and then getting a new one. And ta-da, I got a new one. They're not cheap over here. But yeah, I love that. But I really, really love the flowers. Someone told me that once they dry up, um, who was it? An animal that was it the birds that eat these dried flowers? But someone told me you could cut off the dried flowers, and then there would be new flowers. And I was like, huh, I have to try that. I'm not even sure. I don't know where to cut it or when to cut it. I need to ask somebody. I don't know. Do you know? Yeah, yeah. Dawn, when we moved out here, because it was so bad, um, they hadn't taken care of it at all for years. We cut it down all the way to the ground. There was like this much above ground, and within, I don't know, 3, 4 weeks, all these new little green steps and sprouts began coming, and they were like, when the season was over, they were like 2.5 meters long. So yeah, it's amazing what this plant can do. And also because if you don't cut it down every now and then, the stem would get, thick and hard, and it's hard to maintain it. But yeah. What color is yours, Dawn? You cut down the dead flowers and it sprouts even more. Why do you cut it? Do you because most of us have like a three fork with flowers. So do you just cut the single one off, or do you go down where they meet? Oh, yours is it a light purple or a dark purple? Because I have seen both. The the light purple is beautiful too, but the dark purple is so beautiful. But yeah, they are beautiful. Cheers. In multi juice. Since it's knitting night, I have my knitting right here. Usually, when we have knitting club, I just knit some cloths, washing cloth or kitchen cloth, whatever you want to use them for. And then most of the time, I just give them away. This one I promised to my mom's sister when it's done. Usually, I'll just give it to her and say, "You weave in the ends yourself," because she knits too. Isn't it funny? She don't knit cloth. I get to do that, but she knits tops and sweaters and whatnot. And I'm like, why don't you knit cloth if you really like them? I find that so funny. I am looking, to what my next project should be, but I'm kind of like, maybe I should find a small one because I need to get back to knitting. Dark purple, so like my hours, it's so beautiful. Um, I need to knit something for Rosa again, and I do have a little American baby to knit to. And who knows, someone else might need something. But it's just so easy. So yeah, what time it is? Oh, my birthday here in Denmark is officially over 5 minutes ago. And it is now our wedding anniversary, 16 years. Yep. Isn't that crazy? Thank you, Kath. I did have a beautiful, amazing day. Isn't it great? In your end of the world, it's still my birthday. I love that. But yeah, can't believe that it has always already been 16 years since we got married. I'm like, ooh, that is a long time. Thank you, April and Jess. It is so nice to have them, back to back. Not because, any of us will ever forget it, but it's kind of like I get 2 days of celebration. Even though, again, we don't do a whole lot of celebration for our anniversary. And this is our weird thinking. Why celebrate in this one day a year? And how about, what about the other 355, 56 days? I mean, people are like, so why don't you celebrate your love? And I'm like, I do that every day. I mean, I I don't need one day to celebrate it. I do it every day. I mean, thank you, Kat. I don't get it. I mean, I love that other people celebrate and give each other gifts and absolutely do it if that's you. But when people try to tell me and us that something is wrong because we don't celebrate our anniversary, I'm like, so why do you want us to celebrate so badly? Because it isn't us. I mean, I can count in one hand the number of times I have gotten flowers from David either on my birthday or anniversary. One hand. And you know what? I don't need it. Don't celebrate every day too. April. Me too, Cat. I am OR, that is. Uh, what is OR? Oregon? Isn't that a city? Or is that a state? Thank you, Marie Casey. Is it Oregon? Oregon? Oregon. Thank you. I thought so. You know what? You have 51 states over there. You usually go out on a date night, dinner, and a show. That is so nice, Jess. We do that sometimes. I, it's so funny. We're both homebodies. There's nothing better than to get a nice dinner at home, take out or go grab something somewhere and then go sit in the TV room and watch a movie or it's a TV series, and just be us. We do just love being at home. And maybe because David is, he's very social at work. And I'm me with everything that comes with, and I'm social online. It's kind of like I don't just write with people. I do Zoom calls. I have messenger calls. I have you guys. So it's not like I'm like, and I never talk to anybody. I feel like I have friends all over the world, which is amazing. Um, I love Dawn, your home buddies too. Hi, Robbie. Thank you. Yes, to needed. Yeah, absolutely, Robin. It doesn't take a whole lot to make me happy. It really doesn't. So, as long as I have David around me and by my side, I don't need much else. I mean, he's the he's the reason we have an anniversary to celebrate, even though we don't really celebrate it. But it's kind of like every year on the 15th of September, it's like, oh, happy anniversary, babe. Can you believe how many years it's been? And then we pretty much move on with our day. It's so funny. I'm glad you're here, Robbie. How has your day been? Can't believe it. So I wonder if you see what I see on my tablet, or you see what I'm seeing. Kat, how did I meet David? I met him at a dating website. Even though none of us was looking for people to date, we were basically looking for friends. So yeah, I was with a guy back then that we were more or less done by then. And he had more or less scared away all my friends because he was so controlling. He called, if I said that I was going to my parents, he knew how long it would take for me to ride there by my bike. And he would call my parents to see if I was there. And yeah, so I hadn't really a lot of friends. So I went on to this dating website and looked for people in my neighborhood. Then I found this profile called Fire Maniac 59. Yeah. And that person behind it sounded like a nice person, and he lived not far away. So I wrote to him, said, "Hi, my name is Mia. I live in this town, and I can see you're looking for friends as well. Maybe we could be friends." And it took about a week before he answered. It turned out that he was finishing his education, I think. So no worries. And then we were just writing, um, for a few months, I think. And then our city had a 350 years anniversary since the city was founded. So we were like, hey, do you want to meet for that celebration by the beach? You know, meet in a public place and get some, I don't know, coffee, tea, soda, whatever. And we did. We met at about 6 p.m. and we sat by these rocks by the beach and looked at people and at the water and I don't know what. and we spoke for 6 hours. 5 or 6 hours. I can't. And he had to get up at 6 the next morning, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm sorry, I kept you up." Um, so yeah, that's how a friendship began, and then uh, absolutely cat it was. Um, and then it took about 3 years, and people have been pushing us. People say, "Why don't you just figure it out? You're so good together." And we were like, "No, no, no, no. We're friends. I mean, we don't want to risk anything because we're basically best friends. We shop together. We would go out together. We would, sit. He usually came to me because he lived at his parents at that time, um, for financial reasons. So he would usually come to me, and we would, I would make dinner, and we would watch a movie on the TV. And remember, this is back in 2000, okay? 2000 to 2003. Um, and then we would, if we, it was gotten it, if it got very late, we would sleep in my bed, but you know, not sleep together, but we were both sleeping in the bed, and then we would keep talking because it was just, friends. And people were, like, "Oh, you're so good together, and why don't you just figure it out, and you do everything a couple would do." And I was like, well, I could tell you things we don't do. um yeah. And then, I don't know, in the summer of 2003, I'd have some rough years with a boyfriend I had, which, by the way, was one of David's friends. So he knew about all of it. But we were friends, so we no issues. Um, so I had a rough time, and I have talked with a guy from the U.S. for a while by then, and I was tired of Denmark. I was, ugh, nothing kept me here really, because I wasn't on good terms with my mom and with my parents, and it's just maybe I need to try, get a new start somewhere else. And this friend of mine who was studying to become a doctor was like, you can come over here, we could get married, and you can get a green card. And I was like, you know what? To get married with a doctor, and my health back then was, declining, not as bad as it is now, but I was actually considering it, okay? Um, and I don't know when we talked about it. I think it was my birthday, actually. Um, and no, I think it was before that. Or was I can't remember anymore. It's 20 years ago. So we've talked one day, and I was telling him, I'm considering doing this just because I need something new. Um, you got married after dating for 8 months, and your 15-year anniversary is on November 28th. Wow. Huh. So anyway, I told him, and apparently he decided, okay, he didn't want, because he actually liked me more than a friend. He just hadn't realized it really. He must have known for some reason, and I think we both knew that we liked each other a lot, but again, we wanted the friendship, so none of us did anything. Um, so he was then like, okay, I need to do something before she leaves because I like her. And so he asked if I wanted to come with him, um, to work a Friday, the coming Friday, because he was working night that week. And I said, sure, why not? I mean, it turned out I was actually the first person he had ever taken into the truck, ever. Um, so yeah, And we were, just sitting and having fun and talking and laughing. And he was showing me all the things. And it, that it was a little awkward, but it wasn't awkward because we knew each other inside out. Um, yeah, I don't know. And then we came to the last place he needed to load off some diesel, and he needed to come over to my side. And when he did that, he basically just kissed me, and the rest is history. So yeah, 20 years ago, on the 19th, by the way. Kat, my hubby and I were high school sweethearts and celebrated our 35th wedding anniversary this year. Wow. Congratulations, Kat. It is a cute story, Dawn, and I'm still getting butterflies in my tummy whenever I talk about it, because it's like, I mean, yeah. So yeah, we got married 4 years later. Yeah, 4 years later. We moved in together a year later. So we lived together 3 years before we got married. Uh, Nobody in my church was very happy about it, but we did. Um, I mean, I talked to the leaders of my youth group, and they weren't very happy about it. But I was like, would you rather us getting married just so we can live together, or do you want us to be sure that we actually are able to live together? Because I don't know, so many people, I saw so many people in that church get married because they wanted to have sex, okay? And then within, I don't know, a few years or so, they got a divorce because, oh, by the way, we didn't really fit together, or um, we were too different. And I was like, I don't want to get married just so that we could live together. I would rather, enjoy being with together and then get married when it's right. And yeah, it took 4 years. But that was right for us. We needed to figure out, what we wanted. And David is like, he isn't baptized or confirmation. He isn't a Christian at all. He still isn't, by the way, which is fine by me. None of us is trying to get the other one to do anything they don't want to in that direction. So we spent some time, talking about what do we want, and yeah. So I really wanted to get married in a church, but it didn't have to be, 2,000 people, and I wanted to get married in the church where I came, which isn't the the church that we have here in Denmark. It's called the People's Church of Folk Church. Um, I didn't want that, but I came in it's called an apostolic church. It's kind of like Pentecostal. And I wanted to get married there. David said we could basically go to the city hall if I asked him, but I was like, no, that's way too unpersonal. So he gave in and let me have my church wedding. But yeah, it was a fairy tale day. I was like, we had a limousine and we had the party at a hotel, and I loved that day. There are so many things I love about our wedding, and how we started getting, you know, dating and everything. Even though we never dated, we basically went from being friends to being together. We never dated. We do date now, but we never dated. unless you say that we had 3 years of dating without knowing it. Um, but yeah, it was. I loved our wedding. Um, except for my mom, of course. We didn't know if my parents were gonna come, and before, I mean, 3 weeks before our wedding, we didn't know if they were gonna come because my mom was so angry at everything we did. Um, my mom didn't like the church. She didn't like who we had invited. She didn't like that we had, asked that if it was okay that we didn't open all the presents until the day after because we wanted to spend as much time as possible with our guests. That was wrong as well. Um, she said that she couldn't understand why I wanted a wedding dress because I never wore dresses. And oh my God. It was, and we have this tradition in Denmark whenever somebody has a toast or a song, after that, you kind of have these songs where you toast, The people who had a speech and a song, we would have these toasting songs afterward. They make me cringe every time. So I have basically told people I don't like these songs, but if you want to do them, the bride will walk out. I will leave the room and then you can sing all you want, but I will leave the room. Hmm? And my mom was like, well, if you don't want them, it's going to be a boring wedding. Yeah. We had an amazing wedding. People still talk about our wedding. People are still like, oh, that was an amazing day. It was so fun. And I mean, I still don't, to this day, I don't get it. Well, I know what was wrong. It was that she didn't get to have a say in anything. Um, but I did tell her, at one point, you know what? This is our wedding. We pay everything ourselves. And if you want to make a party, have a party, plan your party. But this is our wedding. And I think that's what really pissed her off. Um, that she didn't get a say in anything. You know what? The only time she smiled that day was when the photographer was around. I mean, we have some pictures where she didn't know she was being, her picture was taken. And she was like, this mouth and that, and yeah. It was our day. We had a beautiful wedding and it was so fun. There was a little, a few hiccups, but we had people playing the piano while we were eating, and then we had a DJ come to play. We have this wedding song that everybody has in Denmark, that we dance to. It is a tradition in Denmark. It's called the Bride Waltz. Um, but yeah, so he played that, and then we have a DJ for 2 or 3 hours, I think. It was so fun. Somebody is sending me something on Instagram. Ah, look, that is Dawn and her husband. Let me see if I can find one of ours. Hang on. I have them somewhere over the rainbow. Dum ba dum dum. Where are all our wedding? There you go. This is one of my favorite pictures from that day. This is one of my favorite pictures. And This is, where we're getting the blessings. Hmm. There's a horrible lighting in here, isn't there? Is that better? Absolutely not. Um, and this is after, basically the is everything is over. And we had a photographer like, please stop talking so I can take some pictures. It was so fun. Thank you, Don. Maybe will this help? No. Hmm. Well, this was my bouquet. David bought it. All he knew was white lilies, calla lilies, and red roses, because that's what was the colors. So I had no idea what it would look like, nothing. So I was like, it was when I was at the hairdresser's, he came home and he put the bouquet in our kitchen. And I cried when we got home. I was like, it's so beautiful. But yeah, and a friend of ours make this beautiful cake. It was so good. Oh yeah, my mom didn't want to come. My dad, he came because he was going to take me up the aisle. And when he came, I was in the dress. I was ready. And thank you, Kat. I swear to you, his eyes got so moist, and he had to go out to the balcony for a second. Like I think he needed to get himself under control. But again, I'm his daughter. I was the daughter he would get to follow up the aisle, walk down the aisle, because my sister wasn't. She, if she ever got married, it would be the man that adopted her who would walk her down the aisle. So if he wanted to walk a daughter down, it would be me. But yeah, look at him. That's David. I mean, he looks like, I told him the other day, you look so young. He looks so young. It's so, yeah. This is one of the fancy pictures by the hotel with the lake in the background. It was so windy that day that, hold on, other side. The photographer had to put one of his, the things for the stand that was a bit heavy. That one is wrapped around my train because it was so windy. Otherwise, the dress would fly in my face. That was so funny. It was a nice day. But yeah, he is. And he's grown into an adult. I mean, I remember us talking about, when we were getting married. Oh, now we're adults. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm 28. I'm supposed to be adult, right? But we didn't feel like adults. We were young. We weren't adults in our heads. Then a few months later, we bought our townhouse, and it was like, okay, now we're adults. Now we're grown ups because we just bought a house. And we looked at each other and like, I don't feel like a grown up. Huh? Thank you, April. Of course. and I think by now we feel like grown ups, but when do you become a grown up? I don't know, because people say, "Oh, when you're 18, you're an adult, you're a grown up," and I'm like, I mean, 29, and I didn't feel like a grown up. I was an adult, yes, but grown up, I don't know. It sounds kind of boring. So yeah. Yeah, I still don't think I'm a grown up. What do you think? When are you a grown up? And do you feel grown up? Because I don't. I mean, I'm 44 now, but my head keeps telling me I'm like somewhere between 16 and 19. My body doesn't agree, of course, but my brain, yeah, absolutely just about a grown up. I don't know. It's just a number, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know. I wonder who's lurking in here. You felt grown up when you had your daughter? That is maybe that's what's missing, you know? Having kids, maybe then I would have felt like a grown up. The responsibility and I don't know. I would have loved to have kids or a kid, but yeah. I'm not even sure if that would have made me feel like a grown up. Maybe I'm just too immature. I don't know. Maybe I'll never feel like a grown up, even when I'm 80 and with gray hair. Well, I have gray hair, but with a head full of gray hairs and fake teeth and a walker and I don't know what. Maybe then I was still like, I'm not a grown up. I'm still just an adult. Oh dear, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever be a grown up. I'm just gonna be silly and I don't know. Haven't you seen the reel that I did with the amethyst? Because oh dear God, it's back in the box. I need to do a post preview. I still need to do that by from the Josephine Wall one. Leanne Palumbo licking. Oh, thank you, Lee. I'm so happy that you're here. Then I hope I'm not going to make you run off from here. But welcome. I'm so happy you're here. So you're working on your diamond painting. Which one, if I may ask? I'm funny, Don. I know. I'm the funniest person alive. Oh yeah, no. But I don't know which one to do next because I need to have something, don't I? But I do need to knit too. I mean, I have all this yarn over here. I mean, I need to use it, right? And Rosa hasn't gotten any knitting this year. I'm a horrible auntie. No new knitting for almost a year. My yarn fell down. I wonder. I don't know. I have decided that today it will only be here for an hour because it is just a pop up. So I'm going to let all of you. I made a mistake somewhere. I'm going to let you all go back to your everyday life and concerts and whatever, eating dinner. And I just wanted to share The Outdoors by Chuck Pinson. That is a beautiful one. I'm never going to make a Chuck, I think. I'm not into the landscapes things. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe one day I actually will be doing a Chuck. Who knows? I mean, it isn't the confetti that scares me at all. I don't know what it. Maybe it's just I'm not attracted to it. Maybe because I have a lot of landscape just outside, where I live. I'm like, I don't need a landscape. I have the landscape. I don't know, but I do know that Chuck Pinson and the other Abraham Hunter, they're beautiful. I mean, if I could just get them as posters, I would hang them. But I just don't want to do them. Maybe in a few years. People tell me that you change your taste every now and then. No. I wonder where I make a mistake. Maybe it's because I'm talking and trying to knit at the same time. Hi, Shay. Welcome. How are you doing today? Glad to have shared your birthday with you and all of us closest friends. I'm so happy you were all here as well. Thank you, Shay. Thank you. Yeah, over here, my birthday is over, and now I have our 16th anniversary. So I just showed a whole lot of pictures from our wedding. That was fun. Trip down memory lane. So, yeah. Thank you for being here, Dawn. It really means a lot that I could do this little pop up just for the fun of it. So I'm really, really happy you're all here. And I'm sorry if you just came in, Shay, because I promised myself this would be an hour, not like my usual lives that are like, what, 2 hours? They evolved, didn't they? I remember my very, very first live, I was like 1 hour, sharp, that's it. And a year later, I'm like, yeah, let's just talk until people start leaving. It's fun, isn't it? Mm, yeah, it is what? Almost 1 a.m. and I need to clean up after my guests because I couldn't when they left since the dishwasher was still running. And now I need to go clean up and wait for David to come home, give him some cake, say happy anniversary, and go to bed. That is the plan for the next hour or so. But yeah, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Um, it was so cool to share my birthday with you. And if you want to get to another live, I'm live on Sunday. At what is it again? It's 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific, and somewhere in between wherever you live. And I would love to have you. It's a lot of fun. Just ask the girls in here. Um, but yeah. And tomorrow I have an unboxing. Saturday I read a fairy tale. And Tuesday I have a ribbon chat, which reminds me, when I'm getting off here and cleaning, I need to watch Shay Shay's live because I was just so busy all day. Thank you, Dawn. But yeah, thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Love you.